Okay. This how the trade, international trade pattern. Just repeat what I said before and later, two ways. Export and imports of manufactured goods. Now, developing countries as well, exporting industrial products. Two ways. The end of the World War II, trade expanded faster, by 9 times faster. Output increased by 5 times only. So trade outpassed or by bigger amount, increased 9 times, 5 times only the output. The world economy increased by 5 times, 9 times. So why? We're going to learn below, and this trend indicated expansion of importance of international trade. The world became integrated, and these are the factors. We're going to learn today what were the factors that contributed to the rapid world trade after the end of World War II, 1945. Number one, in the industrial countries, there was increased demand after the war. Why? Because of post-war reconstruction and development. This is number one reason. After the war, it was reconstruction and development again. All the bridges, almost all the bridges, roads, infrastructure, all destroyed because of the war. Now, time to redevelop all the infrastructure, roads, highways. So, developing countries needed all the technology, all the machinery, even the lorries. Buy that from developed countries. Developing countries must sell commodities and all the materials like minerals, commodities, agriculture products. So trade became flourish because of the demand for goods. Number two, there was an introduction of fixed exchange rate system. So make it bigger. See, there was a trade. There was just before the end of World War II, the countries that were what do you call this? New Hampshire, United States, where Bretton Woods. This is Bretton Woods. See the map? Well, I've been there. I drove my car up to Mount Washington. Because there's Mount Washington here. Mount Washington, nearby. To go to Mount Washington, this Carroll, Bretton Woods. So near. This is the hotel. Oh, not this one. Just now. Oh, not this one. So, that's New Hampshire. Yeah, United States. 47 countries, I don't remember how many countries, 29 countries that were alike countries that were expecting to win, they met there. Our famous Keynes, John Maynard Keynes, he represented the UK, meeting at Bretton Woods to do what? To plan for the new international financial architecture after the war ended. They were expecting the war would end and they win. So they met in New Hampshire. Came out from that was IMF and World Bank. Born, IMF was born at Bretton Woods. World Bank was born at Bretton Woods, but the name was IBRD. IBRD at that time. Today, a unit under World Bank. Inside World Bank, there's IBRD. By, look at this, 189 member countries inside World Bank. But the name World Bank became it's not. It is under. Together make up the World Bank. Okay? So, born at Bretton Woods. So, it was suggested that John Maynard Keynes suggested a bank for the world. For these financial things. So, what is the difference between World Bank and IMF? IMF is tasked with short-term fluctuation, inflation, the monetary problems. World Bank is tasked for long-term development. So the loan from IMF is to tackle short-term difficulties like the declining of reserve to maintain stability in the economy. That's IMF. World Bank is for media. When you be at school, can you get the result tomorrow? No. So that's World Bank for development. That's the difference between the two. So John Maynard Keynes, until they did not know there was the creation of World Bank and IMF. He didn't know. Why? He collapsed and passed away even before the end of before the creation of IMF and World Bank. So until today, I can say, imagine, why not collapse? You know, meeting. So he collapsed. So can I say that? Until today, John Maynard Keynes did not know there is World Bank. He did not know there is IMF. He didn't know because he passed away, collapsed. Died April 21, 1946. Yeah. Go back to our. So, from that Bretton Woods, there was a system of currency system using US dollar as the main reserve currency. Fixed every ounce of real gold equals to USD 35. That's how they fixed this 1 ounce of gold. Suppose it's just gold, 1 ounce, which is not true, right? 1 ounce. This equals to $35. And then all other currencies are fixed to that maintain the currency exchange rate fixed. Exchange rate system. What happened? That contributed to the rapid growth of international trade. You saw in my picture earlier, right? There's a positive correlation between international trade and economic growth. Trade increased, ended with Nixon saying, American President Nixon saying in 1971, he said this, the USA with trade deficit and fiscal deficit, the twin deficit at the time already, could no longer back up with the goal. So why? Every dollar that foreigners hold, USA must back that dollar with this exchange rate. 1/35 of ounce of gold. Do you follow me? Or every $35. I'm not American, right? I'm not American. Now I have with me $1. It means that if I claim from 5 ounce, so huge trade deficit, President Nixon said, America could no longer back up all those liabilities. What are called liabilities? Amount that you have to pay if people claim from you. What is trade deficit? You import more than export. So when trade deficit, you owe people, right? Another country, they're holding your money. If they want back if they want to return the money, every 35. Now, this $35. Give me the gold. How many ounce? 1 ounce. No, I have 35. I have 70. That's how back up. So huge the trade deficit. Next time I say, could no longer back up with gold. So ended completely in 1973 after the 1973 oil shock. So in history, you must know this. So, what is the contribution of fixed exchange rate system? It maintains the stability to grow at a very fast rate, and that contributed to the world economic growth. The golden years of world economic growth was during this first fixed exchange rate system of 50 and so until 73. 73, after that, no more golden years of economic growth, world economic growth. No more golden years for the world economy. World economy became so volatile after 73. And number 3, the reduction of trade barriers that so this is the last slide for our class here. All in all, this is the golden years of world economy. Grew very fast because of trade, international trade. Of this exchange rate that maintains stability. Why stability is important? If it's not stable, I wait to export. If I export today, maybe my currency will, what I receive is less, when exchanged to my own currency. You follow me? So the stability was important. Until when? 73 only. So the exchange rate system finished. The fixed one finished in 1973. But IMF or World Bank finished not? No, until today there is IMF and World Bank. Only the fixed exchange rate system was finished in 1973. And the GATT, and now the GATT has been replaced by WTO, World Trade Organization. (1947). It was proposed ITO. It was proposed this one, but the United States did not ratify. So this never materialized. So the already existing agreement became the de facto. Always why, I don't know why they're using French, de facto. So GATT already there became the de facto mechanism that supervise international trade reduction. Agreement on to reduce tariff. So many rounds of GATT. Look at this. Geneva round, Annecy round, Tokyo round, Geneva, Dillon round, Kennedy round, And last, finally, Uruguay round, which never concluded. Concluded. Why? Disagreement between developed countries. On what? Surprisingly, shouldn't be surprised. On agriculture. The European Union say, you America, you subsidize your farmers. America would claim, you European Union, you with common agriculture policy, CAP, common agriculture policy, you subsidize your farmers. So they're fighting what they did. They met in Marrakesh in 1994, in April, Marrakesh. They agree to do what? With the I forgot the full name. But the creation of WTO 1995 0101 January 1st 1995 WTO. What is WTO? World Trade Organization. So there was the history of GATT. GATT was important to reduce tariff. This is the trend. Our last slide in this chapter. Effects of economic crisis on international trade. First oil shock, OPEC, cut down oil production, and so increased production cost, inflation. That led to inflation. Why? There was a war in the Middle East between, Arab and the Zionist regime. Cut down oil production. Developing, especially developed countries, needed oil to run the factories and so on. So that led into inflation and reduced imports by developing countries, industrial economies in recession, rate of growth minus 4%. World trade minus 4%. Rate of growth of the also was minus 4%. And the second oil shock 79, and then financial crisis 1997-98, IMF crisis in Korea, called IMF crisis. World economic growth, world export, look, minus 3.5, minus 10%. World output minus 3, minus 2. Economic crisis of 2008, 2009, that happened with the subprime crisis. Subprime crisis in the US. What is subprime crisis? Don't make a mistake. People say this is wrong. 2008, 2009, they say this is a subprime crisis. No. 2008, 2009 is 2008, 2009. happened after the subprime crisis in the USA. Happened in 2006, 2007, because what is subprime? The housing market was booming at that time. Everyone that goes to the bank, you want a loan? You want a loan? Yes. So the banks were so greedy, giving out loans to anyone, even though this person could not pay. But suddenly, housing market fell down. And what happened? Already, there are two types of banks: commercial bank and retail bank. I have to type all this, because to make sure you get what I say. Retail banks. You go to a bank, you go to which bank? Retail bank. Get a loan. But there's another bank, commercial bank. Commercial bank, mortgage paper, right? Loan paper, collected and bought and put together. It's like you go rempeyek or chips, kacang or whatever. You buy one big one and you put in plastic. 10 ringgit, 10 ringgit, 10 ringgit. Bungkus semula. You understand? Bungkus semula. So, mortgage-backed security, this commercial bank would buy mortgage papers and package them together and sell it. Subprime crisis, the price went down and value of houses went down. The first people that could not pay back was those who were subprime. When they went to the bank was so greedy. Anyone, me, no job. For example, I have no job. I go to the bank. You want a loan? Oh, yeah. Okay, I get a loan. You no job also. Not true. You have no job. You go to the bank. Bank was so greedy. Why? Banks make money from loan, right? You could not pay back. So that happened during booming. Housing price was booming. And suddenly, housing prices collapsed. I'm and you the first who could not pay. So my house is, but the bank not in the business of keeping house. So there's a crisis of housing, spread to crisis of banking, spread to crisis of on Wall Street. Why? This commercial bank who Lehman Brothers. The bankruptcy of Lehman Brothers was the pinnacle of the subprime. Lehman Brothers were the one who repackaged the mortgage into mortgage-backed securities and put it on the stock market, New York stock market. And which country bankrupt? Which country? Look, Iceland. A country, one country, very small country. Iceland. Yes. The pension fund here in Malaysia, KWSP, EPF, bought heavily at New York Stock Exchange, bought the MBS, mortgage-backed securities, invested. But suddenly, housing prices came down and the value at all. Do you follow me? From value, no value. That's the stock market. Something, no value. So the country bankrupt. Left. Lehman Brothers also bankrupt. This is the subprime crisis. Go to our note. Where are we? Please, we have 3 minutes left. Pay attention. Okay, 3 minutes left. And this is the last slide. May not be a cup for your coffee. History, you may not like history. But in economics, you must learn history. And business too. Global economic recession of 2008, 2009. Beginning with pointing out to you, many students make a mistake. They say 2008, 2009 was subprime. No. 2008, 2009 was global economic recession. Happened after what? Subprime crisis in the US. What? Because of housing market down. Because of what? Now, before that, mortgage-backed securities. Yeah. Global economic crisis of 2008, how did it happen? From housing market crisis, spread to bank crisis in banks, spread to crisis on Wall Street, spread to crisis in real economy, global economy. From housing to bank, Wall Street to global economy. For the first time, 2009, Toyota, for the first time in the history of Toyota, lost. Red. Toyota never had a red in 2009. For the first time also in Japan, the government changed. Previously, LDP, Liberal Democratic Party of Japan. Any Japanese that was born like you or before me, like me, only knows one party, LDP, Liberal Democratic election. For the first time, I don't know, lost the election, lost to a left-wing party, Democratic Justice Party of Japan, DJP. And after that, back again. that Prime Minister of Japan that passed away. His name, sometimes I don't. Shinzo Abe. Yeah. He became Prime Minister of Japan second time. Some crazy boy. Liberal Democratic Party 2006-2007, and again there was a gap here. LDP lost because of the global economic crisis of 2008 and 2009, including Toyota lost. So you can have another lecturer dry. I'm rich with all these other things. May not be, you may bored, you feel bored, but I'm giving you richness. Isn't this rich of information? So you should appreciate. So this is global crisis, zero. Look at this trade volume. And 2010, there was a crisis in Europe. Not finished with that. 2010 crisis in Europe. Why? The government fiscal deficit that happened first in Greece spread to Italy and Portugal, to the extent that European Central Bank must bail out Greece. And then finally, see, I'm up to date. COVID-19 updated 6th edition of updating Sunday. So I make all this for transparency, the plastic. So I'm gonna update every time. I'll put down. So not easy to remember when you did, right? So any question? We finish here. Any question? You cannot go out, raining. Any question now? I'm opening one question for you. Please. Please, one question. Very quick and short. Anything?
What do you mean by crazy percent result? Crazy fact. The crazy guy.
This is
short.
during campaigning. Why? This is the boy. Crazy boy. His mother who was a member of something, he thought from his reading that Abe give donation to this organization, and he wanted to kill because Abe, his mother suffered. So this is the boy, crazy boy. Homemade gun. And campaigning for election. He's standing
What happened to the boy?
in the jail. Okay, thank you.